just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we had for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you guys. Get up, everybody, sing. We have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, hey, I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody,
Thank you so much. Thanks. So I'll give you my phone number this end.
ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕੱਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕੱਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕੱਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕੱਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਉਹ ਪੂਰੀ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਦੀ ਪੱਟੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਾਵੇ ਦੇਖੋ ਟੱਪੀ ਨਾਲੇ ਸ਼ਾਟ ਟਿੱਕੀ ਲਾ ਜਗਦੀ ਉਹ ਵਾਚ ਚੁੱਪ ਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਬੈਣਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਨੰਬਰ ਮੈਂ ਲੈਣਾ ਤੇਰੀ ਕਗਰੇ ਚ ਹਾਰ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਕੁੜੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਕਮਾਲ ਕਗਰ ਦਾ ਬੁਰਾ ਹਾਲ ਕਤਰੀ ਨਾ ਵਰਗੀ ਚਾਲ ਬਿੱਲੋ ਤੇਰਾ ਰਫਤਾਰ ਜੀਨਾ ਦਾ ਫੈਸ਼ਨ ਚੜ ਕੇ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਪਾਉਂਦੀ ਕੱਗਰਾ ਹੀਰੇ ਨਾ ਮੋਤੀ ਉਹਦਾ ਗਹਿਣਾ ਉਹਦਾ ਨਖਰਾ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਹੀ ਨੱਚਦੀ ਆ ਟੱਪ ਕੇ ਟੱਪਰੇ ਤੂੰ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਮੁੰਡਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਬਚ ਕੇ ਨੀ ਅੱਖ ਰੱਖ ਦੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਤੇਰੀ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਹੈਲੋ ਹਾਏ ਛੱਡੋ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਮਿਲੋ ਜੀ ਫੇਰ ਤੇ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਵਿਆਹ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਾਪੀ ਮਿੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਬਣਾਉਣੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਡੀਜੇ ਤੇ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ ਨੱਚਣਾ ਬਿੱਲੋਣੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਲਾਲ ਕੱਗਰਾ ਬਿੱਲੋਣੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਲਾਲ ਕੱਗਰਾ Bébé, tu me connais. Ouais, je mourrais pas si je pouvais. Ouais, juste pour te voir sourire jusqu'à la fin de nos vies. Si je pouvais, je le ferais. À tous les autres filles, hasta la vista. I'm not a playboy. I go mare, I go mare, na you. Yeah. I go mare, na you. Yeah. I go leave you jamais, jamais. Jamais, jamais. Séparé, jamais, jamais. Na, na, na. Jamais, jamais. Oh, oh, jamais, jamais. Oh, oh. Jamais, jamais. Divorcé, jamais, jamais. Na, na, na. Jamais, jamais. Girl, I'm living my life. Girl, I'm living my life with you. And if I go die, girl, I swear I go die for you. Now so we be start time, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. I go love you forever, okay, okay, yeah, yeah. Je pose ta tête sur ma poitrine, écoutez mon cœur qui bat. Je ne sais pas si je peux vivre loin de toi. I go mare, I go mare, na you. I go mare, na you. I go leave you jamais, jamais. Jamais, jamais. Séparé, jamais, jamais. Na, na, na. Jamais, jamais. Oh, oh, jamais, jamais. Oh, oh, jamais, jamais. Divorcé, jamais, jamais. Ah, ah. Jamais, jamais. I go leave you jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais, jamais. Séparé, jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais, jamais. I never let you go, jamais, jamais. Jamais, jamais. Divorcé, jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais. It's never too late. It's never too late to love. It's never too late. It's never too late to love. Bébé, toi-même tu vois notre amour, c'est moukelele. Bébé, follow me go, moukelele. I go mare, I'm mare, na you. I go mare, na you. I go leave you jamais, jamais.
Ой, здесь сейчас включен.
Jamais, jamais. Séparé, jamais, jamais.
Ой,
Jamais, jamais. Jamais, jamais.
Yeah, just stay in there. Just for a second.
Divorcé, jamais, jamais. Ah, ah. Jamais, jamais. I go leave you jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais, jamais. Séparé, jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais, jamais. I never let you go,
Выйти и
jamais,
просто
jamais.
это оставить.
Jamais, jamais. Divorcé, jamais, jamais. Oh, jamais. Jamais, 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 jamais. Oh, oui. Jamais, 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 oui. Jamais, 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 oui. Jamais, 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 jamais. Lima. Baby, Lima. It's never too late. It's never too late to love. It's never too late. It's never too late to love. I love you, I love you, I love you, je t'aime. Let's be on the beat. Huh. Mr. Leo with the floor.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
Хорошо. Хорошо. А вот так вот видно, если Здесь микрофон включен. Да? Так не видно, если что, если вдруг подглядывать буду. Да? Он же математики смертно. Еще раз самым. Да?
كيف الخيارة حشمي شوية يا المسفارة وخلصك كربيت بالصفارة باكي خفيفة فرفارة وجهك ازرق كيف الخيارة حشمي شوية يا المسفارة وخلصك كربيت بالصفارة يا بود يا بود يا بود واروح ترقب راني عليك يا الفلسة عيد معاك بالسياسة وخرجتي لي سوسة مانيش نعاير فنسة راني عليك يا الفلسة عيد معاك بالسياسة وخرجتي لي سوسة يا بوك يا بوك يا بوك واروح ترقب
No, we're gonna
pretend it's genuine.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please start taking your seats, we're going to get ready to go in about 5 minutes. Please find your seats.
The TechWomen Program brings together professional women from all over the globe, specifically 22 different countries, and brings them to the US in Silicon Valley, but specifically just into the American way of doing business. But more important than that, culturally, what does it mean to be a woman in tech? What challenges do we face? We face common challenges all over the globe. That's what's kind of special bond for us in this program.
What I was really expecting is to build a bridge between our countries, between our regions, and to meet a lot of inspiring women. Just because in my job and I think in my country, it's really hard to gather so many girls and women together, the ones that are inspiring and influential in their areas. So I think what I was really expecting is to see and meet a lot of women, even from the US and from our 21 countries, to get inspired.
You know, this is one of the industry where it can be a little bit lonely, especially the higher you go. So so we need to be, as women or emerging leaders, we still need to get a lot of development in terms of our leadership journey. And meeting women that have been there for longer than us, we're able to learn from their experiences and also leverage some of the ways that they were able to mitigate some of the challenges that they had encountered.
Once you get in, once your mind is blown away by this culture exchange of women who really want to embrace you and help you and learn about your cultures, then you become part of this really unique community of fellows. The fellowship of alumni, the TechWomen fellows, and all the mentors, whether they're still active or not, that's just an exchange that continues throughout our lifetime. And it really is a great opportunity to improve our careers, improve our country, and improve the education of those after us.
A lot of TechWomen alumni really support our initiative. We support their initiatives, and I think we have a very strong community of women in STEM in Kyrgyzstan, and I think partially it's because of TechWomen Program.
It's quite important that we take them from where they are, inspire them, build them, continue building them and supporting them, and at the end open up the networks and making sure that we've got resources that are there to support them in whatever career that they choose to go into.
I think the best thing about TechWomen, is that feeling that you have inside all the time. Oh God, you feel so good. I felt so good. I don't know, I think I was really high on the program. I loved it so much. I love the feeling that, I could reach out to anyone and literally anyone could help me, or that I also felt so empowered and I felt so strong that I could also help all the other women that could reach out to me.
We really want to help each other across any organization, across any boundary, no borders. We're all part of the greater challenge on this globe to make the world a better place. That's what I love about this program. It's a given. You're trying to make the world a better place.
Good evening. My name is Iman Farhat from Algeria. باسمي وباسم الفريق الجزائري الرائع أتقدم لكم بالشكر الجزيل لحضوركم اليوم في افتتاح الدورة العاشرة من برنامج TechWomen. أزول في اللون مرحبا يسون. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ngela Doris from Cameroon. Lenwa Bangela Doris, Abuyin Kunshina, TechWomen at 10. Can I just say it again? Abuyin Kunshina, Babla, Cameroon.
Hello everyone and good evening. This is Sarah Fakhri from Egypt. اوكي، انا مبسوطه النهارده ان انا موجوده معاكم عشان ارحب بيكم في افتتاح برنامج التك وومن بالنيابه عني وعن كل فريق مصر. شكرا.
Good evening. I am Abir from Jordan. نيابة عن الفريق الرائع من الأردن، أهلاً وسهلاً فيكم باحتفالية تكومن العاشرة.
Good evening. I am Jarkin Shigol from Kazakhstan. Сіздерді Қазақстанның жаңа көшбасшылары атынан TechWomen'ның 10 жылдық мерейтойында қарсы алуға қуаныштымын.
Hamjambo. Kwa niaba ya Wakenya wenzangu nawakaribisha nyote kwa hafla hii ya TechWomen at 10. I'm Rosalind from Kenya.
Good evening. My name is Darika Aldasheva and I'm from Kyrgyz Republic. TechWomen programmasının 10 жылдық мәрекесіне арналған іс-шараға Қырғызстанның атынан сағындаштып қуаныштамын.
Good evening. I'm Iman Dankar from Lebanon. بيسعدني وبشرفني اني رحب فيكم بدورة تك وومن العاشرة بالنيابة عن احلى Emerging Leaders من لبنان.
Hi everyone, this is Amira from Libya. باسم فريق ليبيا لتك وومن يسرني ندعوكم للاحتفال بالذكرى السنوية العاشرة لمرور البرنامج. شكرا.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. My name is Manar Waritni from Morocco. كيشرفني نرحب بكم جميع اليوم معنا في الذكرى السنوية العاشرة لبرنامج تكومن باسم رائدات طموحات وغزالات تيم موروكو.
Good evening. I'm Chiwendu from Nigeria. Obim dị ụtọ ịnabata unu na TechWomen iri n'aha ndị Team Nigeria.
Good evening. I'm Ramla from Pakistan. मैं पाकिस्तान की Emerging Leaders की तरफ से आपको TechWomen at 10 में खुशामदीद कहती हूँ.
Good evening. I'm Dania from Palestine. باسم الفريق الفلسطيني برحب فيكم في الذكرى السنوية العاشرة للتك وومن.
Hello from Rwanda. Muraho. My name is Celestine Garambe. Nejejwe no kubatumira mu isabukuru y'imyaka 10 ya TechWomen mu izina ry'abanyarwandakazi bose.
Good evening. I'm Monica Selu Kamara from Sierra Leone. Nyango nengo wa uwa habedo TechWomen fopu gomijiva agwamugama from Sierra Leone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zandi Lemboshane. I am from South Africa. Insakengo kumyamkela kantlangulo wa TechWomen 10. Loko nimelani nimele varhangeli lavantshwa lava humaka Afrika-Dzonga. Thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Halima from Tajikistan. من خیلی خوشحالم که همه شما را با جشن 10 سالگی برنامه تک وومن از نام گل دختران تاجیک خیر مقدم میگویم.
Good evening, I'm Abir Khadi from Tunisia. عسلامة، مرحبا بكم برشا، فرحانة برشا اليوم باسم كامل فريق تونس، النساء الرائدات من تونس، نقول لكم مرحبا بكم في الاحتفالية العاشرة للتيك وومن.
Good evening. I'm Bagul from Turkmenistan. Fidi TechWomen on you look davarafna, Turkmen family, Uthian Lizer Larngad, Nangar Shlamaga, Uran Shat.
Good evening. I'm Lila from Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan takiri ochlangan rahbarlardan tomonidan TechWomen 10 marosimiga xush kelibsiz.
Good evening. My name is Medeline from Zimbabwe. Mauya. On behalf of Zimbabwe, ndakamiririra Zimbabwe ndinoti tigashire mauya siyalamukela nikholisa ilanga lenu.
All right. Hi, everyone. I am Cynthia Leung from the United States. I am so excited to welcome you to TechWomen at 10 on behalf of the mentor community. Thank you.
Good evening. Welcome to TechWomen at 10. Woo! I'm Edith Cecil. I'm from the United States. That's a really hard act to follow. So congratulations again to our 21 emerging leaders who are up here on stage. So this evening, we are celebrating and honoring all of you, emerging leaders, mentors, partner companies, for your countless contributions to the success of TechWomen over the past 10 years. During the last 4 weeks, 104 emerging leaders and over 275 mentors have connected to expand their networks and expertise and lay the foundations for enhancing women in STEM in your communities. More importantly, as I have watched you over the last couple of days and I see you tonight, you have truly created a village. And we all know it takes a village to change the world. So thank you. So you're going to hear more this evening about the history and vision of the TechWomen Program later this evening from Assistant Secretary Lee Satterfield. But let me be the first to thank and congratulate Assistant Secretary Satterfield and the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, for the vision, leadership, and commitment to this truly unique program that empowers women around the world. Thank you so much. So we're particularly appreciative of the support from Juniper Networks and their willingness to host us this evening in this beautiful space, the Aspiration Dome. Yep. This is actually the 6th time that Juniper has hosted a TechWomen event. From our welcome orientation way back in 2013 to the 2018 cultural kickoff and many more events. Thank you, Juniper Networks, for offering to host us this evening. So I have the pleasure to introduce our first speaker this evening, Hilary Weingast, who's the Vice President, Global Head of Inclusion and Diversity, and Deputy General Counsel for Juniper Networks. At Juniper, Hilary leads a wide-reaching team that includes inclusion and diversity, corporate social responsibility, community engagement, philanthropy, and government relations. This is a really broad portfolio, but it has a common thread of building authentic connections built on trust among employees and between Juniper communities, partners, and all of their stakeholders. Not only is Hilary a leader at Juniper who values the enrichment that comes from diverse backgrounds and experiences, she also contributes to her local community through volunteer work with organizations such as Next Door Solutions to Domestic Violence, which is the largest domestic violence services organization in Santa Clara County. She is also a founding board member for the California Conference for Women, a member of the largest network of women's conferences in the US. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Hilary, and Hilary, I invite you to come to the stage.
Hello, I am so excited to welcome you all back to Juniper's Aspiration Dome. It is truly an honor to welcome you. As Edith said, I lead corporate social responsibility at Juniper, including inclusion and diversity. So as you can imagine, this program is very near and dear to me personally and the work that I do. TechWomen, this has been such an incredible program. The outreach and the engagement is truly remarkable. I'd like to say a big thank you also to everyone who has supported this program over the years, the mentors, the host companies, and of course the US State Department's Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs and the Institute of International Education. So Juniper's mission is to power connections and empower change, to be a responsible global citizen and influence meaningful differences in the world around us. That's our guide as we build our business, but it's also how we look to the future. By connecting the world's people, companies, and cultures, we strive to solve the world's shared challenges and advance truly meaningful change. This mission, I feel, is something that we share with TechWomen, because by connecting women with shared expertise and unique experiences, the program creates endless possibilities for collaboration, innovation, and global impact. One of Juniper's core pillars for our corporate social responsibility program is enabling the workforce of the future. What that means is enabling a diverse workforce and an inclusive workplace at Juniper, and by providing equitable employment opportunities in the digital economy. And that's what we've seen truly throughout TechWomen's history. As I mentioned earlier, I'm super proud of Juniper's long-term commitment to this program. We've been with TechWomen since the beginning. As Edith said, we've hosted 45 emerging leaders to date, and we're proud, thank you, and we're proud to have hosted many events, as you heard, such as this over the years. I'm so impressed and in awe of the depth of the talent and expertise of this year's emerging leaders. I've so enjoyed meeting those at Juniper over the past several weeks. You are professors, engineers, data scientists and analysts, e-commerce experts, company leaders, government workers, researchers, and I think those were just the ones at Juniper. You are truly amazing. The diversity of background, experience, and perspective you represent is exactly what makes companies stronger and more innovative. It's certainly what Juniper recognizes as essential for our future success. When TechWomen's emerging leaders and mentors exchange ideas and support each other, everyone wins. So I just want to end by congratulating all of this year's emerging leaders. Congratulations to the mentors, to the host companies, because by engaging in this program, together we truly are changing the world. So thank you.
Distinguished guests, mentors, sponsors, members of the broader tech ecosystem, and my fellow TechWomen Emerging Leaders, good evening, and as we say in my home language, Sesotho, Dumelang. My name is Zanyue Tatisi. I am an entrepreneur, digital rights activist, and a proud African from South Africa. Highlighting and talking about inequality in this unequal world is a dire need. But actively bringing 100 women year in on a STEM program is a phenomenal thing. The commitment of all the mentors, sponsors, and the US government simply illustrate the embodiment of the phrase, be the change you want to see. If I'm to summate my experience of TechWomen in one word, I would say exceptional. But for those of you who've afforded me a conversation, no, I'll add a little more. This experience has been the necessary burst of exposure that will forever change my life, and I'm quite certain the lives of many of you sitting here in this room in your various capacities. I'm immensely honored to call myself a tech woman. I especially want to say thank you to my professional company, Imperva. We've got amazing things lined up, and I cannot wait to report back on what we've done a year from now. To my cultural mentors and our impact coaches, you've all been stellar human beings, and I'm forever grateful. To the IIE team, you're amazing, and you rock. We are the characters of a transformative story. We are what happens when empowerment meets resilience. In line with the theme of change-making resilience, it is with great pleasure I take this opportunity to introduce Assistant Secretary, on behalf of all of us, TechWomen, Assistant Secretary of State Bureau, Lee Satterfield. Lee Satterfield is Assistant Secretary of State for the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, ECA, leading the State Department's global efforts to engage individuals through academic, cultural, professional, sports, and youth exchanges. Previously, Assistant Secretary was President and Chief Operating Officer at Meridian International Center, a non-profit center for diplomacy that strengthens the engagements between the United States and the world. At Meridian, she directed daily operations and spearheaded major strategic initiatives, including the launch of the Center of Diplomatic Engagement, the Center for Global Leadership, an organizational-wide diversity, equity, and inclusion task force, and the expansion of cultural diplomacy programs. She briefly served in the Obama administration as Deputy Assistant Secretary of State in the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs, ECA. Prior to that, Assistant Secretary was Deputy Chief of Protocol of the United States. In the Clinton administration, Assistant Secretary had several senior positions, including Chief of Staff to Secretary Alexis Herman of the Labor Department, and Special Assistant to the President and Staff Director of the White House and Public Liaison. A native South Carolinian, she graduated from the University of South Carolina with a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism. Please give Assistant Secretary Satterfield a round of applause as she joins us on the stage.
Thank you so much. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I think the most important part of my resume and my bio is that I was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of this bureau when TechWomen was born. So that's the most important part. It's so wonderful to be here and to see so many friends and get reacquainted with this amazing program. On behalf of President Biden and Secretary of State, welcome to the 10th anniversary celebration of TechWomen. It has been an amazing first decade, and we are just getting started. Before I get into my remarks, I want to acknowledge a few key players, including our incredible partners from the Institute of International Education. Edie and Jason and the entire team, you are so wonderful to partner with. Thank you for your hard work, your innovation. They've been with us since the very beginning of TechWomen and have been instrumental in making this dynamic program what it is today. I also want to thank my colleagues at the State Department, the wonderful women who are going to lead us into the future, Angela Woods and Sydney Plunkett. Do you guys know them? You got to stand up so people can see who you are. I want to thank them for their innovation, their hard work, and their efforts to shape a program that creates monumental change. As you've heard, I'm Assistant Secretary of State for Educational and Cultural Affairs. And an essential part of our diplomacy at the State Department is to build mutual understanding between people in the United States and people in other countries through programs like TechWomen. The idea is that we're building a network and a community outside of traditional government-to-government conversations. This is really where the real change happens. This is where the real work takes place, when we can create a community to approach shared global challenges. We're leaning into President Biden's priorities of strengthening democracy, building critical skills in STEM, climate and global health, and embracing what we call DEIA, diversity, inclusion, equity, and accessibility. President Biden said, "No community, economy, or undertaking can reach its potential if women are denied the ability to fully participate in their societies, to contribute their ideas and energies. No nation will be able to keep up with the speed and scale of today's challenges if half of its talent and brain power are left behind." Right? Global trends and data demonstrate that while strides have been made in the representation of women in STEM fields over the past couple of decades, there is still so much work to be done to tip the scales of this currently male-dominated field, and you are all leading the way. I want to talk about the next decade of TechWomen, to be sure, but first I want to honor the work and celebrate what we've achieved together over the last decade plus, and all that the current emerging leaders have achieved during this year's program. Inspired by former President Obama's call for a new beginning with the Muslim world during a speech in Cairo in 2009, the State Department created TechWomen. It focuses on expanding partnerships within the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and empowering women and girls through STEM, as you all know. This year, 104 emerging leaders from the Middle East, North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, and South and Central Asia, a total of 21 countries and territories. Since the beginning of the program, we've reached nearly 1,000 women in tech. Wow. And as I said at the start, this program is very, very special to me personally. When we started TechWomen over 10 years ago, supporting women in STEM was a newer area of focus for us, and a promising one. The program has become so much more than I could have imagined back then. Our very first TechWomen cohort in the summer of 2011 was a talented and brave group of 37 women in science and tech industries from the Middle East and North Africa. My colleagues at the State Department and I were thrilled to meet and learn from them. We were also thrilled to begin our long and productive partnership with IIE. When we announced the launch of TechWomen, we were looking for an organization to help us manage it. We received lots of proposals from all over the country, including from Massachusetts, Arizona, and Texas. But the organization that convinced us that they were the best fit for the program and they would provide the best experience for those 37 emerging leaders was IIE. I'm very pleased today to recognize the person who wrote that winning proposal, and she doesn't know I'm going to call on her, but she's in the audience tonight, Heather Ramsey. Stand up. There she is. So we can thank Heather for bringing this partnership together. And another person doesn't know I'm going to call on her, but I must recognize my colleague at the State Department, and then Sheila Casey. If Sheila will please stand. So people can see you. Thank you. Sheila actually wrote the concept paper for TechWomen. Yeah, I know. So I'm so glad they're both here. And we're just so excited to be part of this new generation of women to lead this program forward. Since that time that I described, we've not only watched the program grow in numbers, but we've watched the dynamics of the programs change and grow. It evolved as women from Sub-Saharan Africa came on board. And later we welcomed women from Central and South Asia also. And all the alumni before you. You've enriched TechWomen way beyond our expectations. You are incredible. It's been fascinating to see also the enthusiasm from the emerging leaders while on the program, even when traveling across the globe to live and work in a completely new environment here in Northern California. I must say, that's pretty fantastic here. I gotta say, though, the thing that's been most impressive are the mentors. It's the mentors. It's the mentors that make this program so special. It's really the wild card that we never saw coming. We were hopeful that we'd get some women with expertise in science and tech to work with us on TechWomen, but we never expected the love and the way that the mentors would embrace this program and own it, and the network and nurture it and take care of this community in the way that they have. And I hope the emerging leaders who are on this program now fully understand how unique that is, a feature where American companies and women, citizens of the United States and others who are living here, who come together and support this program and carry it forward. I was talking with a group of mentors earlier today, and they said one of the most rewarding parts of the program is reading the hundreds of applications. I couldn't believe it. I thought she was kidding. And then everybody agreed, and that they explained and described to me that they felt closer to those of you who were selected. and that they felt torn about who they would possibly get paired with because of somebody that they may have read their bio and wanted to be affiliated with them. But the good news is it's all one big community and one big family, and that really is what makes it so special. I had the great privilege of going on a delegation with TechWomen to Jordan back in 2013, and I saw the mentees and the mentors, emerging leaders at the time, and the mentors, how passionate they were. We went to a lot of schools all around the region and talking about why it was so important for girls to study STEM. And we sat in robotics classes and in clubs and spoke to auditoriums filled with young women who could see themselves in the tech women on the stage. That's the critical piece of it. They could see themselves. They could see a path and a future that they could be a part of. It was really gratifying to be there and to see just how cohesive this group was. In fact, we had a beautiful trip down. We walked along the ancient streets of Petra, and I remember being encouraged. Who is? Yeah, oh, yeah, because you're from Jordan. Okay, I was like, were you there? But there are some women who were there, and yay! Such a great group. That was our first. Was that the first delegation trip in 2011? And I'll never forget, I was encouraged to get to ride a camel, which I was excited and scared. I don't know if you guys can tell, I'm pretty short. I wear heels all the time. You'll see in a minute when I come out here. And so I was very nervous about getting on a camel with heels on. I didn't know how the camel would react. I didn't know how strange. And Heather literally gave me the shoes off of her feet so that I could ride the camel, and I think I still have them. But that was, so no, you're not getting them back, Heather. It's almost impossible to adequately express my gratitude to the hundreds of mentors who contribute to TechWomen. You're a central force of the program, as well as stewards for the entire experience, ensuring a meaningful and productive experience for all the emerging leaders. As the COVID-19 crisis unfolded and we had to pause all in-person programming, it was very sad, but we were glad to be able to continue to engage with this important network. And so we're happy to be together again. Yeah, thanks. Thank you. But I use the example of COVID-19 crisis because so many of our tech women stepped up during that time to do innovative and amazing things. I'll give you some examples. One fellow from Pakistan created an innovation to sanitize public spaces, making them safe for her community. Another fellow from Nigeria worked with her TechWomen mentor to create a 3-day challenge to source new information on COVID-19 innovations. During the Hack the Crisis Nigeria Challenge, 50 teams developed tech solutions to COVID-19 challenges, and they harnessed the power of technology to solve challenges in healthcare and communication. Yeah. And many of you have collaborated with each other to magnify the network's impact. In South Africa, a successful mentor fellow collaboration resulted in Girls Geek Summit. Right. That was a hit. It was. And I'm so impressed by the breadth of experiences in this class of emerging leaders, of tech women. You're influencing the fields of renewable energy, artificial intelligence, engineering, and beyond. You are an amazing group of people, and the future is in your hands. To the entire class of emerging leaders, I want to say thank you for enriching our companies and our communities here in California with your expertise and perspectives, and for the commitment you've made to be a part of our efforts to encourage and energize women and girls across the country, in all countries around the world, for science and technology. Thank you so much for letting me be with you today.
Hello, everyone. And thank you, Assistant Secretary Satterfield, for your remarks. I'm Angela Woods, and it is a pleasure to be with you here today and representing the Department of State. I serve as the lead for the TechWomen Program in the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs and work closely with my colleague Sydney Plunkett, as well as Casey Boulin and the rest of the IIE team. As Assistant Secretary Satterfield indicated, the TechWomen Program relies on the commitment and professionalism of our mentor community. Professional and cultural mentors and impact coaches, whom are all in a volunteer capacity, dedicate significant time and resources to partner with emerging leaders during their time in the program. Professional mentors work closely with emerging leaders to help them grow and thrive professionally. Each mentor facilitates experiences and connections that expose ELs to an extensive professional network and inspire her with the energetic, innovative, and risk-taking culture embodied by Silicon Valley and the United States. They also work collaboratively with the ELs to set her professional learning goals and outline how to accomplish these 15 days of professional mentorship. Cultural mentors have a strong commitment to enabling cultural exchange opportunities, helping emerging leaders to experience life in the Bay Area, acclimate them to this new environment, and learn and grow from the cultural experiences they have. They are the cultural ambassadors exposing ELs to local attractions, cultural events, service opportunities, and overall American culture. Impact coaches provide coaching and guidance through the action plan. They collaborate closely with country teams to frame, structure, and resolve socio-economic challenges experienced in the daily lives of our emerging leaders and their communities. Impact coaches leverage their vast network of colleagues, expertise, and global engagement to guide ELs towards developing implementable, innovative, and effective solutions for challenges faced around the globe. Tonight, we honor the mentors that have supported the program throughout our history. Your visionary mindsets and deep dedication to the TechWomen mission have empowered our emerging leaders to change their world in countless ways and make lasting impact in their lives and communities. So thank you. Among our mentor community are 20 more mentors that have served the TechWomen Program for 10 consecutive years or more. We have a special gift for each of you, which will be presented by our very own Assistant Secretary Lee Satterfield. The names of those 10 mentors with us tonight are on, 10-year mentors, with us tonight, are on the presentation screens. We ask that you please join Casey and Edie along the stage now. As you join us, we'd like to extend our gratitude for your dedication, support, and impact on TechWomen and the growing community of emerging leaders and fellows. Mentors, as I call your name, please come up to the stage to receive a plaque recognizing your 10 years of commitment and dedication to the TechWomen Program. And I do ask for a little bit of grace as I pronounce some of the names. Please charge the mispronunciation to my head and not my heart. And so first up we have Anar Simpson. Bharati Srinivasan. Eileen Brewer. Ella McGurlis. Aaron Keeley. Janice Ferry-Sun Mani. Jill Finlayson. Katie Dickinson. Lisa Ramirez. Miley Smith. Mimi Hills. Moni Domse. Shaluka Prabhuni. Sean Van Dusen Jeffries. Tari Kansari. And Tina Sakur. And let's give a huge round of applause to these dedicated women. On behalf of the U.S. Department of State, IIE, and the TechWomen Program, thank you for your years of support and service.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Assistant Secretary Satterfield. Thank you, mentors. It was wonderful. So now that we've shared the impact of our mentor community, we've asked 4 of our long-term mentors to join us and share their stories and experiences throughout the history of the program. Each of our panelists will share what brought them to TechWomen, how they've seen the program evolve, and how the program has impacted their lives. And panelists, can you please come up? And I have the pleasure of introducing each of them. So Beth Steinberg, on my far left, is our moderator this evening. She's the Chief People Officer at Chime. Beth has been with TechWomen since 2013, initially as an event facilitator, and then as an impact coach beginning in 2017. This fall, she's supporting Team Kenya in their action planning. Anar Simpson, to my left as well, is the Strategic Partnership Advisor for the UN FPA, and whom many of you may know as Global Ambassador for Technovation. Anar has supported TechWomen since 2011, serving as a professional and cultural mentor through 2015, before transitioning to be an impact coach in 2016. This fall, she's supporting Team Cameroon in their action planning. Erica Lockheimer is Vice President of Engineering at LinkedIn Talent Solution and LinkedIn Learning. She's been a driving force behind LinkedIn, facilitating and hosting workshops for tech women since first supporting the program in 2012. Erica has served in all these three mentorship roles and serves now as the executive sponsor of the program at LinkedIn. Thank you, Erica. Dr. Janice Ferrer-Samani is the CEO and Managing Director of the Ferrer-Samani Group. She has supported TechWomen since 2012, serving in all three mentorship roles. This year, This year, she is serving as a professional mentor for one of our emerging leaders from Kazakhstan, Elmir Uobri. Thank you for joining us this evening, panelists. Beth, I'm going to pass it over to you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. My mic on? Can you hear me? So I just wanted to thank the panelists and start with a first question, which I'm sure many of you can relate to. You know, there's lots of initiatives that you can be involved in, and you have chosen to be involved with TechWomen for such a long time in a lot of different capacities. What makes TechWomen different for you, and why have you been engaged with it for such a long time? And I'll start with you, Anar.
Great, thank you. Well, first of all, just let me say it's amazing to be here. I cannot believe that 10 years has passed. Can you guys? That's amazing. And I think that's why, right? It doesn't feel like work.
I agree.
I'd like to answer that question in sort of two phases. One is the personal, right? What brings me personally to this, and then more sort of in the bigger picture, the sort of worldly picture. And the first thing is, personally, you know, as a software engineer, way back when, right, in the 80s, if I had a mentor like these women have today, I think my life would have been totally different. I mean, all of us who are mentors feel that way. We wish we had this program when we were growing up, right? It's immense. And the reason it's immense is because when somebody is mentoring you in the field that you're in, you grow like in leaps and bounds, right? You understand you're not an imposter. You understand that there's going to be bumps in the road. And you're exposed to a worldview. These women come from different countries, and we learn from them as much as they learn from us. And I think, personally, I mean, those are all the growth opportunities, right? From a bigger perspective of it, I think when you bring in people from anywhere in the world and you're working with them for a period of 3 weeks, that inward focus that we're seeing in the world today, it counters that, right? You're not just so inwardly looking, you're getting this opportunity to look around and be big. And I think the other thing that, from a bigger picture, is the increasing impact of this program. You know, everywhere you go, somewhere or the other, there's a TechWomen thing that's happening, that's happened. I mean, look at what the Assistant Secretary said, COVID. They went and they did something, and we're talking about this. So it seems to me, Technovation, I mean, the impact that they've had on young girls, it's massive. And so from that big picture perspective, I think those are the things that bring you, and growth. I mean, we're in Silicon Valley, we're always happy about growth. Look at the growth of this program, look at the growth of the people in this room. So I would say those are the items that, you know, make you keep coming back. And of course, all the goodies that we got today.
That's great, Anar, thank you. Erica, what about you?
It's a great question. I remember, I think about like when I first got involved with TechWomen, and I remember them coming to me. I was working at LinkedIn in the early days. It was about 2 years in at LinkedIn, and they came and they said, "Hey, Erica, do you want to be a mentor?" And I was like, "Gosh, I need a mentor." And so it was this moment of course I'm going to say yes, but I had no idea what I was doing. But I just wanted to raise my hand, and I said, hey, I would love to be part of this. And when that exchange happened, no one, I hear names like Heather Ramsey and Arazu. These are, Anar, I've known her since 2012, Janice since 2012. I didn't realize the gift that I was going to get. And that gift was more what I got from them. Noor, she's from Jordan. I could talk about her a little bit later. But I learned so much from them, and I didn't realize I needed to step up and teach them. They are so accomplished. They're way intentional in their careers and everything. So when I got that feeling and that gift, the thing that I wanted to do is I wanted to scale it to LinkedIn. Because this is something that everybody should experience. And so I'm super proud that LinkedIn consecutively, we've gotten involved. We have 7 folks today. We host all the emerging leaders at LinkedIn. We've learned so much, I can talk about that later, but it is such a gift to be part of this program, and I just want to thank all of you, and seeing all of you show up in your country and the diversity is just insane. And so I can't wait to meet more of you, but I just want to say thank you, and I'm just honored to be part of this program. It's great.
Thank you so much for that, and LinkedIn's just been an incredible partner throughout the years, so thank you so much for that, Erica. Okay. Janice, what about you? What makes TechWomen different, and how has it impacted both your, personally and professionally?
Where do I start? What's amazing and what keeps me coming back for more are the relationships, the connections that you make. To me, it's like the first day of school, if you could imagine, and who you're going to meet and what you're going to do. What is your teacher going to be like? And who do you want to sit by at lunchtime? And so every year it's that kind of excitement that brings me coming back for more. And from a personal note, it's very interesting because I think about the brain power, and President Biden had mentioned it, so if I may paraphrase, it's as though if we don't nurture the other half, if we don't account for the whole, if you will, then we can't innovate. We would only be innovating half, if you could imagine. So I believe that TechWomen is that opportunity that we can nurture the whole, and we can continue to make friends and have lunch every day with someone that we build long life relationships with.
That's great. And it's so amazing to me to hear such the common themes around, what a gift this program has been to so many people, and so many strong relationships have been built throughout the years, and it's just a common theme I think you hear, across the board around TechWomen. Anar, my next question is for you, and what makes this different? I know you're involved with many different things, and I think many people are involved with different programs over the years, but this program seems to consistently bring so many people back, very busy people, year after year after year. And what makes it so different? What is the pull that keeps bringing you back?
I mean, that's a tough one, right? If somebody asked me in 2011 or 2000, do you think you'll make a 10-year commitment? And I think the answer would have been no, absolutely not. There is that balance of, the program had this ethos of, we're putting out our hand and we'll lift you up. But I think that over the years that have passed, 10 years, it's really changed. It's like you're lifting us up, right? I mean, you really feel that. The reach of the women in 21 countries, the caliber of the women that come here. I mean, somebody, right? I think you mentioned that the mentors go through the applications, and there's hundreds of applications. I mean, what we're getting is the creme de la creme of women from,
yes,
right? you could not ask for more.
Yeah.
I feel there is that to it.
Yeah, there's no question about it, and I have had the immense privilege of reviewing applications as well, and I could say it's just been such a highlight for me, and I feel those, the same things that I heard Assistant Secretary talk about. It's just such a privilege and an honor to be able to do that. I know that so many relationships have developed with tech women over the years, both in terms of our emerging leaders and with our fellow mentors and impact coaches and cultural mentors. I know that, Erica, you have developed some really special relationships over the years. Can you tell us a little bit about those relationships or a relationship, how it started and how it's continued?
Yeah, so my first year I was a cultural mentor, and it was Noor. She was from Jordan. So I hear some Jordan folks here, so hats off to all you. So our relationship, it was right in the beginning when my kids were really small, and I was like, how do I have 2 kids, married, work, how am I going to juggle this and do this? And as a cultural mentor, it's a lot of work. You're going through, not as well as a professional, but you're going to all these excursions and such. And that relationship that I built with her, we went to the DC trip together, and we just started being more human, not only sharing like our professional challenges and worries, but we also just shared life stories. Yes. And we've kept in touch the whole time. 3 years ago, she stayed at my house with her husband, and that's how close we are. And I actually just sent her pictures of all of you, and I'm like, I'm here, it's 10 years later. But the exchange that we have, you're like in this in-depth experience it's kind of like, it's so intense. And then all of a sudden I remember crying my eyes out because here she has to just go back to her country. And I'm like, you get so attached and you learn from, these are true relationships, and those bonds last a lifetime. And so I think all of you, I know you're leaving soon and it's going to be a really hard time, but these relationships will last, and they've lasted for me. And I've also have women from Rwanda. They came to my house. They taught me how to cook and all these amazing things, and they're at our company at LinkedIn. Yes. and I'm still friends with all of them today too, and we help each other out. So not only did you build that core relationship, but now they'll reach out and like, hey, Erica, I need this, or can you connect me with this person over here? We now are able to help one another. And so I think that is the gift that we have to remember, that we continue to pay it forward. We get more out of it than them sometimes, but we built that bond. Yes. We're always there. And so just cherish these relationships. They will not go away. So that is just something I'm so thankful for. And I remember it being so impactful the first year that I was a mentor to Noor. And that's really when I kicked off a lot of the women in tech efforts at LinkedIn. Because I was like, we need to create a program for that experience that I felt. And it was interesting how it transformed my life. I remember my gift for Christmas that year was my husband had framed the plaque that I got from the Department of State, signed by Hillary Clinton. And that was the best gift I ever have. And I still have it in my office. Right. And it was just something that just meant so much. So anyways, I just thank you to all of you.
That's amazing, and I think I was just thinking, our zoo and I had our team Kenya over at my house on Sunday, and it was just, we're just developing these friendships, and it's like talking to your girlfriends, and it's just, the closeness that you developed is just unbelievable, and the sadness in many ways of seeing people leave, but knowing that the joy of knowing you're gonna continue to have those relationships. Janice, I know you've had a lot of very deep relationships as well. Can you talk through one of those relationships and how it developed and what it's meant to you over the years?
And you want me to choose one? So let's see, giving honor to all of my friends. One that comes to mind, well actually if I can just get two in very quickly. One that comes to mind is Sarah, and she was my second mentee from Egypt. And Sarah was very excited. She was actually getting married. So we piled into my car, 5 of us, 4 other mentors and Sarah, and we looked for wedding dresses. Wow. So that was the best. I'll never forget that. Since I have seen her in Egypt, I've visited her twice. She has 2 children. She's a successful engineer. She stayed in engineering.
Yay.
Yes. So it's just been an incredible experience, and we're still in contact today. And very quickly, I'll tell you about my second mentee that I'd like to highlight, which is Amanda Klutz, and she is from South Africa. Yes, I had the blessing to actually be her impact coach as well as a mentor, cultural mentor, and worked somewhat with the professional as well with her to work on leadership. And what was so exciting is that it was during the pandemic. So we had to be really creative to really connect and to have an understanding of what the needs were and how we could communicate. So that relationship was deeper, and we continue to this day. She actually sits on my board as an advisor. We've worked with our Fifth Wave Hackathon, and she is moving forward. She is our cultural ambassador, and we just had a conference call with several of the mentees from 2012, 2016, and Mira from this year, as well as 2020, to talk about leadership and strategies and how we can all press forward. So thank you for that.
That's great. So I think we're probably all very excited that delegation trips are going to be back, I hope, next year. Fingers crossed. And I know so many people have been involved in delegation trips. That was actually the first time that I really got close to so many people in the program in 2013 when we went to Rwanda, and it was just such an amazing experience. I know all of you have been on a lot of delegation trips before. Janice, I'm going to go back to you because you've been on, I don't even know if I can count how many you've been on. You've been on 7, 6, 7. You want to talk a little bit about why the trips are so special, and give us some highlights from one of your delegation trips.
Amazing. To begin with, it's just the idea of having no preconceptions. And from the very beginning, IIE puts into form your pre-meeting. So you are introduced to the country of your delegation. And then once you get there, what's so exciting is that you meet with the representatives from the embassy and local people that work within the embassy to really shed light on the political and social conditions of the country. So you get there's an opportunity to learn. So you see I'm sitting on the edge of my chair because you really do get true insight. And then from there, it's just the experience of connecting with culturally, eating cultural food, bridging our relationships, the knowledge exchange. I could just go on, and I've had some fantastic experiences. I was in Kazakhstan, and actually Arzu, I'll call her out, she walked over to me and she said, Janice, the television station just asked if someone could talk about K through 12 education, because they're actually, I don't know if you remember this, that they are actually privatizing their elementary school. And so she says, and you're the only one I could think that could talk about that. And I said, sure, I'll talk about it. So I had the opportunity of being on Kazakhstani TV. So the trips are phenomenal. Lifetime experiences.
Yeah, I totally agree. Erica, I know you went on a DC trip, and it's coming up very soon. I think people are leaving on Sunday. Tell us a little bit about that trip and what was so meaningful about it.
Well, first of all, I'd never been to DC for the first time, so that was a first aha. And they wanted to see all these museums. I didn't even realize what existed. It was an amazing trip to explore that. But when we went to the Department of State, we also went to the Benjamin Franklin room and all these things. It was it was insane. It was beautiful. And I was like, I never had that opportunity to do something like that. And I remember in that moment, they decided, hey, we're going to do a panel. Erica, can you be up on the panel and talk about your experience just now? And I'm like, oh my God, no forewarning. And I was like, I'd never even been on a panel. These are the type of experiences that TechWomen also exposed me to. Mm-hmm. And I was able to talk about my relationships and everything, but DC we went to DC a second time as well, and it was so amazing, and I highly encourage for those that are there, are going, or is it happening, or where is it? It's happening?
The DC trip's happening next week.
Next week. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes.
Soak it up. Do all the things. You're going to be busy. You're going to be tired. Do it all. But it will be an amazing experience that is so unique that I think with TechWomen and partnering with Department of State that just nobody else gets.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, and I think. It's amazing to be in the home countries with the emerging leaders and just seeing the connection, just the person-to-person relationships and how those small exchanges make such a tremendous difference to our lives and hopefully to the people that we're meeting. Anar, you've been involved since the very beginning, and the program's changed over time. How have you seen it evolve over time, and how has your engagement with the program evolved over time?
Right. Super good question, and I'm going to sort of mix it in with sort of why it's so good that this program is here in Silicon Valley. How many of you think that there's a bro culture, in Silicon Valley? Does anybody think that there's a bro culture? Well, can I tell you something? By initiating and instituting the TechWomen Program here in Silicon Valley, do you know what you've done? You've given us a tech women culture that isn't, that wasn't here and that wouldn't have been here, right, without the program bringing us together. So we may not have a sister culture, but we definitely have a tech women culture here. And you do know what that means, right? It means that somebody like me or Beth or Erica or Janice can reach out to a person, a tech woman in any other company, and something would happen. And she doesn't have to know them that well, and they don't have to be best buddies. And I can just tell you that of 10 years of being in this program, it is being done. That is happening. You can do that. And so, thank you for what you've done is you've taken women in Silicon Valley and you've given them a chance to come together for a good reason. And if that doesn't beat bro culture, I don't know what does. Did that answer?
Yeah, it sure does. It sure does. Erica, one question for you until we wrap it all up. How has this program impacted and helped you as an executive? You've grown up through the years at LinkedIn. What has this program contributed to your, growth in your career?
Got it. Yeah, I would say there's professionally, and then there's also like how it's helped LinkedIn. So first of all, on the LinkedIn side, if you think about our mission, it's to create economic opportunity for every member of the global workforce. That means everyone. And I remember the first time we hosted 100 emerging leaders at LinkedIn, and we're like, we're going to do a rock your profile and do a workshop and start using the product. And then I started realizing, they're like, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for me, doesn't work for me. So they gave us perspective of things that we needed to change and build. And then when you think about it, if we're trying to represent the global workforce, we got things that we need to do within our product. So we learned a ton from them and continue to still learn. So absolutely love that. And then me, professionally, I just care about this space so much. I mean, women represent 49.6% of the world. And then you only have, yes. and we should be in powerful positions to control the outcomes of that world. And I get so scared. I'm going to clap for myself because I get so frustrated. We've been through this. I've been in my career for over 20 plus years, and when you're only woman in the room, and then now I'm starting to see single digits, and then it gets up, and it's just so frustrating that I also start to worry about the products that we build. Yeah. And I get worried about AI and artificial intelligence of taking over biases. If you don't think about the algorithms and how they're being built, it's going to be hard to reverse. And I get really, really scared about that. And it shows up everywhere. So if you don't have diverse folks working on the products that you're building, you will get it wrong.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely. So I think it's a threat to society. It's something that we have to change. And so the more that we have communities like this, and to Anar's point, when we are together, we are strong. We are a force of nature, and we are able to create change. And so I think the more that we stay connected, keep those communities tight, and if we got to always help each other. You know, it's so hard when someone reaches out to you and they ask you for something. You know how hard it was probably in that moment to even ask. And this community is so strong, we know we will show up.
Yeah, for sure.
So just thank you. I'll say my piece.
That's great. So to wrap up briefly, can everyone tell me, I'll just go down the line, TechWomen's been around for 10 years. How do you see it evolving in the next decade?
Do you want me to go first?
I'll start with you. Yeah, we'll just go down the line.
I think there is so much potential. I mean, we have the potential of all the women in all the companies here. We have the companies supporting these women, right? More and more companies, would you say?
Yep.
Did you get more and more support as you went along? So I'm hoping that momentum continues. And then the fellows themselves, 21 countries.
Yes.
You know, their network has grown, their skills, the types of projects, the caliber of the women, again, I mean, so if we put those things together, at least in 21 countries, couldn't we double it? We could.
Yeah,
I would say the potential.
Maybe so. That's great. Erica, what about you?
Yeah, you know, we talk about wanting a diverse company, diverse workforce, and at LinkedIn especially, you know, talent is our #1 priority. So how do you do that? How do you scale? And I think it's with programs like this. I would love to have every single company be part of TechWomen.
Yes.
And then
we want
and then that's how you're going to get that community to scale. So, you know, we're engineers, we're tech ed art. It's like, how do you actually scale a program? That means we have to touch every single company. And if we do that, that's where the magic is going to happen. So we need to recruit. I know I've introduced TechWomen to other companies. And so the more that we can do that and just like pay it forward, I definitely see that we can make a difference. So.
Wonderful. Thank you. Janice.
Brilliant. Well, I don't want to leave out the SMEs, the small and medium-sized companies. So we have to include those as well. As long as women are elevated, then we can continue to amplify our voices. So I see it as a rippling effect. And there's a percolation that would actually happen locally and globally. So I see the numbers increasing. I see companies, I think we're up to 179 companies that actually have been engaged in the TechWomen program. Let's double it. I take that challenge on. And I'd like to include also the smaller companies because we have a great deal of value. It allows for you to be closer to your mentees and your fellows, and for them to grow and actually see the intricacy of an actual company. So many of my mentees, some of my fellows, also have gone to board meetings and have been in strategy meetings and are on my advisory board. So I see the TechWomen program in the next 10 years really taking over.
That's great. That's great. Well, I think that's a wonderful way to close out, and thank you so much to all of you for sharing your amazing experiences with everybody.
Thank you, Beth.
Thank you. Thanks, Beth.
Thank you, Beth.
All right. So Erica, Anar, Janice, and Beth, thank you for joining us this evening and sharing these highlights from your TechWomen journey as panelists. We really appreciate you, so thank you. And just want to say hello to everyone. How are you feeling? Yes, all right. Again, introduce myself, but again, my name is Sydney Plunkett, and I'm a Senior Program Officer with the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs. It's really an honor to be here with all of you celebrating the 10th anniversary of a program that empowers so many talented women from 21 countries across the world working in the STEM field. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you, and thank you for showing up today.
All right, so we just recognized our mentor community just a little bit ago. And in addition to the immense support that TechWomen receives from them, our emerging leaders experience would not be possible without the extensive support of our partner companies as well. Throughout our history, TechWomen has been supported in hosting mentorship experiences for ELs from just under 180 partner companies. These companies and mentors working for them have exposed ELs to the driven and innovative working culture of Silicon Valley and US companies. They've facilitated professional development, idea exchange, and networking for each emerging leader to help expand her expertise and evolve her career and impact when returning home. Several of these companies have also donated their time and resources to host TechWomen events each program year. Since 2011, 10 of these partner companies have hosted emerging leaders for 10 consecutive years or more. We have a very special gift for you, and our Assistant Secretary, Lee Satterfield, will present it to you. The names of the representatives from the 10-year partner companies with us tonight are going to be on display up here. Take a look. Yes, definitely. So representatives. So I'll ask that the representatives join Casey and Edie alongside the stage. And as you join us, we continue to extend our gratitude and support to you. Thank you for supporting TechWomen and the emerging leaders. All right, I see you coming up. So as I call your name, you'll just come up and we'll receive your plaque. All right, so from Twitter, we have Kiko Smith. All right, from LinkedIn, we have Erica Lockheimer. From Juniper Networks, we have Hillary Weingast. From Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, we have Reshma Singh. From Pacific Gas and Electric, we have Janice Quinones. From Salesforce, we have Rajuta Lalani. From Autodesk, we have Bobby Casey. From Adobe, we have Kuldeep Kanajal. From Google, we have Salima Bamani. And last but not least, we have from Northgate Environmental Management, Nancy Hendrickson. On behalf of the U.S. Department of State, IIE, and the TechWomen Program, thank you to all of the partner companies for your years of support. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, Sydney. And I want to say thank you to that wonderful panel as well. I hope that there is someone in this room right now that is inspired to sign up to be a TechWomen mentor. I was re-inspired by listening to their personal stories about the impact that the program has had on them and sharing stories about the women that they've interacted with and had the opportunity to engage. And again, if there's a company, if there's an individual here who wants to sign up and raise their hand to be a part of this, please let us know, because we welcome you. I hope everybody's had a chance to go back and check out the gallery where you can see all the wonderful companies, people, individuals, and fellows who've been part of the program over the years. I would like to now introduce via the screen a very special guest who is going to give us some exciting news about the future of TechWomen. Please draw your attention to the screen for Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
Good evening, everybody. I'm pleased to join you virtually today to celebrate the 10th anniversary of TechWomen, the State Department's premier exchange program for women in STEM. Thank you to the Institute of International Education, whose partnership in carrying out this program has made the past decade of progress possible. And Lee, thanks to you and to all of our colleagues at the Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs for promoting TechWomen, along with our other exchange programs. This program also wouldn't be possible without the generosity of our TechWomen mentors, women leaders in their fields, masters of their craft, representing companies like Twitter, LinkedIn, Chime Financial, and others, who stepped up to share their advice and skills to new generations entering the field. And finally, to our TechWomen alumni and current participants, thank you for making us part of your career journey, for putting your talents towards serving your communities. Over a decade ago, Secretary Clinton launched TechWomen with the goal of increasing opportunities for women in tech. As we know well, women face significant barriers to breaking through in tech, from gender bias to lack of mentors to a lack of growth opportunities. These barriers contribute to women being chronically underrepresented in the industry around the world, including here in the United States, where women hold approximately 1 in 4 jobs in tech. That's not only unjust, it also shortchanges our societies, our world, of your immense potential. TechWomen was created in large part to help address this problem. Across 3 administrations, 5 secretaries of state, the program has expanded beyond the Middle East and North Africa to include women from South and Central Asia and Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've seen the results as TechWomen alums make extraordinary contributions to improving the lives of people in their communities and communities around the world. Following the 2020 Beirut port explosion, mechanical engineer Sabine Kai partnered with her mentor, Rebecca Biswas, a hardware engineer at Juniper Networks, to provide students and teachers with laptops, a quiet space to learn, internet, everything they needed to keep their education on track. In South Africa, Lindawe Matlali founded Africa Teen Geeks, a nonprofit that partners with the government's education department to develop a school curriculum that has introduced 800,000 students and counting to coding to robotics. Along the way, it's helping students pick up skills that will make them more competitive for 21st century jobs. Together, TechWomen like Sabine and Lindy Way, and more than 1,000 other women who have participated in the program, are making a tremendous difference in the lives of others and serving as role models for girls and women everywhere. I'm pleased to announce that we'll be expanding this program as we enter its 2nd decade, and we'll do that in 5 ways. First, in response to overwhelming interest in the Balkans, TechWomen will be expanding its offerings to applicants from the region, starting in Albania and Montenegro. Second, we'll expand our program in the United States to include mentors and in-person programming in Chicago. TechWomen applicants are increasingly seeking support in fields like agricultural technology, biotechnology, and green tech, areas where the Chicago tech community is playing a leading role. Third, the State Department will host the first ever TechWomen Global Summit, where we'll bring together TechWomen alumni and U.S. mentors to hear about each other's experiences, to learn from each other, to find new ways to work together. Fourth, we're strengthening the connection between Tech Women and Tech Girls, a State Department Tech Exchange program for young women in high school, by setting aside dedicated slots in the TechWomen Program for Tech Girl alums. With this update, we'll be able to support women and girls through more of their journey and increase their chances of advancing in their STEM careers. Finally, the State Department will host a series of next-gen tech camps in 2023 and 2024, which will bring together Tech Women, Tech Girls, and their mentors in South and Central Asia, the Middle East and North Africa, and Sub-Saharan Africa. Through skills development trainings and networking opportunities, we'll foster efforts to find ways technology can help us solve our biggest challenges, from epidemics to the climate crisis to food insecurity. Tech women are uniquely poised to address these challenges. In fact, they're already doing it. Faten Kalfala founded the First Skills Club, a nonprofit that introduces Tunisian youth to technologies like robotics, mobile apps, 3D printing. When the COVID-19 pandemic first struck, Faten used 3D printing to produce as many pieces of personal protective equipment, like face masks and gowns, as she could, helping fill a shortfall at local hospitals. She even moved into her nonprofit's headquarters so she could spend more time working, knowing that lives could be saved by what she was producing. It was my duty to my country and my community, she said at the time. Continuing to support alumni like Faten, Sabine, Lindy Way is an investment in our future. Because these individuals and the hundreds of other women that TechWomen will support over the next decade will continue developing innovative ways to use their skills to address the biggest challenges that our communities face. They'll continue to create new businesses and new jobs. They'll open pathways for women and girls, inspiring others by the power of their example. Thank you all for your support of the TechWomen Program. And congratulations again on your 10th anniversary. I very much look forward to all the good work you'll continue to do.
Give yourselves a hand. It was all of your commitment, your connections, and your accomplishment that got this program that kind of platform and led to this moment today. So go ahead, give yourselves one more hand, because this was you. Look what you've done in 10 years, and imagine what you can do in 10 more. Woo! I'm so excited and I'm so happy to be here tonight. As you know, my name is Zaria Gaddafi, and I'm as some of you know, the Communications and Impact Analyst for TechWomen. And tonight I have a great honor. Emerging leaders and their country cohorts have worked incredibly hard designing an action plan for change in their home communities. On Monday, all 21 country teams pitched their plans for a chance to win seed grants to kickstart their initiatives. And in just 3 minutes, each country team demonstrated the heart of Tech Women, an ongoing commitment to making an impact in our communities. And so tonight, we are excited to award 5 seed grants of $3,000 each to the selected teams. Now, funding aside, each action plan team has modeled for us dedication, courage, passion, and brilliance. And you can see these on display in our gallery walk this evening. So first and foremost, let's give a huge round of applause to every emerging leader who poured her time and energy into this process. You are all winners already. Now, to make these announcements, I'd like to introduce to you representatives from the TechWomen Alumni Council, a group of mentors that collaborate with the TechWomen community to help enhance the experiences of emerging leaders and mentors. Meg Gordon, this year's chair, will be announcing the first 4 of our seed grant winning teams, providing a short description of each project. These will be presented by 3 other members of TWAC, TechWomen Alumni Council, Ella Margolis, Bridget Lee, and Emily Crawford, who will join for a brief picture with each winning team. And so now I turn it over to Meg.
Thank you, Zaria. And first, we on the 2022 TechWomen Alumni Council want to give a big thank you to Linda Miles and the whole TechWomen team for being such great partners with us this year. And for those mentors who are here with us tonight or maybe watching remotely, please keep a lookout for opportunities to be part of the 2023 Alumni Council. As Impact Coaches, I'm excited to announce the first 4 recipients of the Seed Grant teams. As Impact Coaches, we know the commitment that each emerging leader here tonight has made to ideating, iterating, and pitching your own impact projects. I know it's been long hours, and you're ready and eager to hear who will be the recipients, so I'll dive right in. As I announce the winning teams, please quickly join us on stage to receive recognition for your accomplishments and take a quick picture. The first team to receive a Seed Grant this evening is Team Sierra Leone. Team Sierra Leone pitched their project, Watna Life. Their project addresses the severe water issues experienced by the community of Waterloo in the eastern part of Freetown. Through delivery and water purification, their project will provide access to clean, safe, and sustainable water to improve their quality of life, minimizing the risks of rape and other abuses that women and girls face. Congratulations. The next recipient tonight is Palestinian Territories. The Palestinian Territories will be developing the Bond Care app. The app supports the experiences for a mother who must manage her own feelings and raise a child with Down syndrome and other disabilities in a culture that stigmatizes a mother and their child when born with a disability. This app will tap into the expertise of parents, healthcare workers, and support groups to help guide new parents of children with disabilities to provide healthcare for their children. On the X, yeah. Our third Seed Grant recipient this evening is Team Pakistan. Their program, Agahi, will help raise awareness about climate change and global warming in response to devastating floods that impacted their country this year. Their mission is to help reduce the loss of human lives in future floods and educate communities through interactive voice response, campaigns in schools, and online video content. Oh. And our fourth seed grant tonight goes to Team Rwanda. Addressing the crisis of unemployment, malnutrition in children under the age of 5 and inflation rates in Rwanda, this team will provide affordable, locally made hatchery incubators to cooperatives of poultry farmers in rural areas of their country. Targeting the northern province, these incubators will be accessible, sustainable, and generate income while also improving the production of chicks for low-income rural families. Congratulations, Team Rwanda.
Congratulations to our first 4 winning teams. We are honored to announce that our final seed grant of $3,000 this fall has been sponsored by one of our dedicated and supportive partner companies, Synopsys. Synopsys first supported Techwomen in 2012 before returning as a regular supporter from 2016 through this year. I'd like to introduce you to our representative from Synopsys, someone that many of you know very well, Jumana Muwafi. Jumana is the Senior Vice President of Research and Development at Synopsys. And in addition to supporting Techwomen programming and presenting our final seed grant recipient, Jumana served as one of the 3 judges for Pitch Day on Monday. Take it away.
Good evening, everyone. I don't know about you, but personally, my heart is pounding with joy, hearing the screams of celebration and just witnessing this beautiful celebration. My name is Jumana Muwafi. As Raya mentioned, I was one of the judges this year. I had the privilege of hearing the incredible pitches that reflected thoughtfulness, hard work, and just ideas of impactful projects that all of you presented. I also had the very difficult task of selecting only 5 projects out of these incredible 21 projects that you presented. Synopsys has been a committed sponsor for Techwomen and for the incredible work that we're all doing for supporting women in STEM and supporting inclusion and diversity. So it is my great honor tonight to present the award sponsored by Synopsys, which I'm sure you're all waiting to hear, the final 5th award that we are granting for Team Morocco. Team Morocco has developed a project that addresses Team Morocco has developed a project that addresses challenges we are all very keenly familiar with here in California, which is the challenges of wildfires, which in Morocco are impacting argan trees that in turn impact the livelihoods of more than 3 million people who depend on them. Their project will deploy solar-powered sensors on trees that serve as early warning system to detect wildfires and alert the local authorities to act fast in preserving these precious resources in the valley of Ait Mansour in southern Morocco. Heartfelt congratulations. To Team Morocco and to all the teams for all your hard work and your incredible efforts.
Congratulations again to all the winners, but more importantly, every single team on Monday night did an amazing job. I was in the audience. It was incredibly humbling to see the passion that each of you put into coming up and developing these projects. Every single project, I hope, can be implemented in your countries because they're vastly important. Thank you. Okay, so as we come to the end of our evening, I wanted to quickly thank my IIE colleagues, and if you could just wave your hands when I call your name. Casey? Linda? Where did Linda go? Angela? Stephanie? Where is Stephanie? Woo! Saria, there you are. Reagan. Amber. I'm not sure where you are. Hien, where is Hien? Michelle. And not forgetting Katie. Thank you so much. Please stand, Katie. Thank you, colleagues. None of this would be possible without your hard work, so thank you so much. Secretary Blinken, who is no longer on the screen, Assistant Secretary Lee Satterfield, all of our colleagues at State Department. Hillary, thank you. Our panelists, thank you. We have one more thing we want to share with you this evening, and that's a final video that brought tears to many of IIE's teams, so we'd like to play it now.
this constricted mindset that I needed to be able to do things in a certain way. So I wasn't really thinking out of the box. I knew what I wanted to do, I knew who I wanted to become, but just how to do it was a problem. I had this constricted mindset that I needed to be able to do things in a certain way. So I wasn't really thinking out of the box. I knew what I wanted to do, I knew who I wanted to become, but just how to do it was a problem. Besides the fact, we have the resources are mostly not there back home. You're not even in an environment that helps you to think beyond what you see. So I knew when I was coming for TechWomen that I just didn't want to be the same again. I wanted to be inspired. I wanted to be able to go back home and work on not just my PhD, but my goals for my business, and then to be able to be successful at both of them. I wanted to do something, step out, be more confident.
TechWomen and me are women across the globe who are given opportunities from mentors and cultural mentors in the United States to help them become more successful in their selected countries. They get to connect with VPs, CEOs, other entrepreneurs that work in the same field or they're interested in the same type of impactful events that they're wanting to put together for their countries. They just get to, meet a lot of people that can help them along the way. It doesn't matter what industry they're in or what they want their, experience to be. We can always, align them with someone who can provide them the feedback that they need.
An interesting thing is that every training, every workshop has given me that aha moment. I'm like, oh, why didn't I know this? Why didn't I think like this? Why didn't I know this perspective? In 1 week, I've been able to gather data that I've struggled to gather in 6 months. It's like every single thing, every single day, every single item, every single resource is just making me a better person. And I just know that I'm never going to be the same again. I just know that. And I'm so excited about it. Yeah. I've become so activated. Activated is the word.
It's not one of those things where they come here and we teach. No, they come here and we partner with that experience and we learn just like they do. It's amazing how much you can learn from other people when you just take the time to connect with someone. It absolutely has changed me as a leader because I will lean into it without being asked, because I know that what I can do or how I can share and where I mentor and how I mentor will be impactful for someone else. And that's exactly what I'd like to do. Impact someone else's life. It's really about making the world a better place, but you have to start with someone. You can't just do it by yourself.
I think the TechWomen program is a good one for you because it helps your confidence, it helps your mindset, it helps your leadership skills, it helps your innovation strategies. It just makes you a better person all the way around.
It makes a lasting impact on them and for future generations. You get unwavering support from your mentors, from the other women that you connect with, from other people in the organization that you connected with once you are on site. So it's endless opportunities for them. And we're here for them even after the program is over for them. I've not seen one yet that has partnered with us or that was in the program that have not been successful. We all communicate, we all remain connected. It's just a great program. I just can't say enough about the TechWomen program. It is really making a difference in this world and in the lives of women. I can tell you that.
So for me, working with women from 20 different countries, learning how they've been able to create different solutions in their different countries, is able to also help me think beyond my current state, my current place, my current level, my current achievements, and just helping me break further break that box further. I mean, I've smashed the box. I just smashed it. I no longer have a box.
I don't know about you all, but we at IIE, we tear up every time we watch that video. And I hope that this evening something has happened that inspires every single one of us to get out of our box, right? So this is the end of our evening. There's more refreshments on the side here. Please stay for a bit. We're going to end tonight promptly at 9 o'clock, but there's networking, seeing friends, whatever. But thank you all so much for coming this evening. And we look forward to seeing all the emerging leaders and mentors that are able to come to Washington next week. So thank you very much.